So we are doing our first podcast and we're doing it. We've been putting it off and putting it off. But the main thing is the holidays are coming up.
Yes, the holidays are coming up. And the holidays are a really important time. We want to spend money and everything else. But this year, let's stay away from the big corporations. Let's shop locally. Let's feed our own economy, our own community, and bring out us together, like all of us. The more that we do together, the better we can handle these corporations and the corporation conglomerate, whatever you want to call it, that's going on now in this country today, that's causing us to have all these triumphs and turbulation that nobody should have to go through. The food stamps was ridiculous, but beyond that, the government is not behaving the way it needs to be. The corporations are controlling the government, so let's control the corporations by their money. So let's stop buying big box brands. Let's go locally. There's plenty of shops in your local area. But since we're in Holyoke, let's start just with Holyoke.
I want to back up just a little bit because I need to give my friend over here kudos for thinking outside of the box and doing some social media posts that actually, prompted or created some conversation, and even some naysayers and some people who were like, it can't be done. Don't we love the haters?
I love the haters. I love the haters, but honestly, if you throw a pebble in the water, what happens? It makes ripples, and somewhere there's a typhoon. So, or a tsunami, I meant, not a typhoon, a tsunami. But, everybody gets what I'm saying. We've got to start somewhere. If we don't start now, it's just going to get worse. So we need to stand up for us now.
Absolutely. And it can be done.
It's funny. The person that was probably, trying to defend these big corporations probably doesn't even make, not even a fraction, hardly a fraction. They're lucky if they make 40,000 a year. So, I mean, I don't want to judge, but usually the people that have the least amount of wealth are the ones that really, really stunt for these corporations.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to find the exact comment so that I could read it, but I can't find it.
They probably deleted it.
No,
is it still there? Okay.
It's still there.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It kind of lit a fire underneath me so that we can get in front of it and talk to our community, as small as it is at this point, use our small platform to, spread the word and, let people know that we can do this, that newsflash, boycotts do work, and that these, large corporations who are in bed with the current administration, we can affect them and we can affect change, and we can do it in small, together as a coalition, as a larger group, we are powerful, and they don't want us to think that we are, but we are. And the long and the short of it is boycotts work. We've done it before. We'll do it again. And some of these corporations are already suffering since we have been shopping less at places like Target and Walmart and really trying to relocate our money to businesses who, really deserve our patronage and deserve our money a lot more than these other places. So
it always works when the people get behind a common cause. Social media has been a big tool. Before, even with the other things back in the day where they had successful boycotts, it was the voice of the people. Like Montgomery bus boycott. That was there was no social media back then, so it was word through church and community. But even when people get together for a common cause that may not be for a store, but if we, for instance, the whole country was able to come together on a common cause and push, Congress to get certain files to be released. So, I mean, the power of people speaks when we come together. So.
Amen.
Like I said, what we've done so far as a country, as a whole, is we have knocked $24 billion or $1 million. It's $24 million that Target lost this year before their fourth quarter, which is starting as of October, November is their fourth quarter. Let's not let them get their fourth quarter. Let's stop it right now, because they get that fourth quarter, they're just going to continue to roll back the DEI, to roll back common courtesies. letting people live normal lives. And then we've got the rhetoric about the food stamps. If you're on food stamps, then you shouldn't be allowed to have soda. Like, who gets to judge you on what you should have because you're impoverished? Let's face it, the poor are poor because the rich want to stay rich. That's the number one problem. But let's talk about some of the shops that are in the area. Like, there's, so again, it's about Christmas. It's about the holidays. What is the holidays really about in your family? What does that mean to you and your family? Like, how does that equate? Like, where do you decide, okay, I know that mommy's Santa. I know that mommy's Santa. And I know that daddy's Santa. But let's call it a day. What if it was 1800? What would we do? We wouldn't have these big box stores.
Yeah. We
would be making gifts and doing things. And that's a good thing to do, you know. And you know, I'm fortunate and unfortunate I don't have any children, so it's just me. And I just really have to take care of myself. But for Christmas and the holidays, I like to do things for other people.
Yeah.
And that's my holiday.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. But it's about getting together with your community and showing your community the support. And if we don't support our local economy, big business is going to get more and more. I mean, when it's sad when you can go into a store and instead of seeing a person clean, you're now seeing a machine clean the floor. It's like, it's sad, but I can go into a local retailer, a mom and pop store, and there's a personal touch that's there. That's not there in these big box stores. You know, it's getting more cold and more. I don't know when the last time you went into, let's just say Walmart for example. I just went in there the other day, and it felt cold. It felt Christmas is in your face. Yeah. But it's like,
and Thanksgiving stuff's still there too.
Right. But Christmas is in your face, you know, and it's like, but it's so cold. There's hardly anybody in there. There's hardly anybody shopping. Yeah. Which is great. Kudos to everybody who's not shopping.
You know, a lot of people are. It's worth pointing out. A lot of people do shopping online because it's since COVID, it's a lot.
It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to do Instacart,
and a lot of people have a lot of social anxiety around crowds.
Right, which is great. But like, it's not the way it used to be. Used to be Christmas time. You can go to the stores. You know, they used to have songs about it. Go downtown and see the shops and the lights and everything. You know. But we don't have that anymore. Bring it back to our local establishments. That's great. You know, there's several stores in the Holyoke area that do local things. And one of them just happens to be, let's just, for example, they have a discount store that's just literally about variety. It's called R&R Variety, and it's got a variety of things in it. It's on Sargent Street. Come check that one out. That's one you can look at. There is Flora. It's a gift shop.
Yeah, that one's brand new. Actually, I keep driving by there and thinking that I should go in.
Yeah.
And what I'd like to do is maybe pop in on our next episode, or even do like a short,
and show you guys around the stores so you can see what's in there. But there are so many of these mom and pop stores that don't get enough play that these big corporations get because of convenience. Yeah. Man, it's Christmas. It's not about convenience. It's about fellowship. It's about remembering what it's about. Now, if you are a religious person and you believe in, the Jesus Christ, that's your prerogative. Great, that's what you do. But 90% of the world believes in Santa Claus. And Santa Claus has gotten way too commercial. We all know that. We all can agree with that. But there's something special about the miracle of Christmas. Has anybody ever had those miracles that weren't supposed to happen, but it just so happened?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Everybody's had those. But we take those for granted. But we don't have to do that this year, and we can say screw you to the big box corporations, and that's what I say we do.
We can rethink it, yeah. And I'm sitting here with my sister, and it's making me remember how And anyone that knows us knows that our dear mom passed away this past May. But you know, so we didn't really celebrate Christmas per se. A lot of our friends growing up celebrated Christmas, and we would celebrate alongside them. However, our focus really was always on Kwanzaa. My mom made it a point to focus on Kwanzaa, and so we would, light our Kamara, and we would give, small gifts to each other, depending on, what we wanted to make, or what the little money we wanted to spend. But it was never about volume. It was always about, giving from the heart. And mommy would always say that term too, giving this, you get, as long as you give from the heart. I miss the idea of, I want to give you this gift because I'm just, I think that you would really love it. And not because it costs a lot of money, or it's, blingy, or, whatever.
When you come talk about your sisters, Yasmin, who also has a podcast that you guys need to check it out. Do you know what the name of her podcast?
We'll link it in
the description. But anyways, that's one thing about her. Doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. She's made it.
Oh yes, handmade.
And it's handmade. Yeah. I've got curtains, I've got pictures, I've got everything from this woman. Mm-hmm. Like, she does nothing out of a big box store. She does it out of her heart, which is the way it should be. Yeah. So kudos to her, and showing the example of what we really should be doing nowadays. Mm-hmm. And that's really taking the time out and really thinking about the gift that you're giving. Yeah. And what are you saying? I mean, even to your child, do you want them to grow up with the Elmo, Tickle Me Elmo? Or do you want them to grow up with the idea that Christmas is about family, it's about tradition, it's about togetherness, it's about the all the other stuff that goes with it. Mm-hmm. It's not about the greatest and latest and greatest, which, that's the time that we all go shopping for the latest and greatest. Yes, it's great. Yeah. And sometimes the sales are good, but let's face it, people. In September and July, those are the real times to get the Christmas stuff. They've hiked it up 300% now and make you think there's a sale because they've dropped the price down. It's not even a sale. So what are they saving you?
Yeah. I mean, the question is, do we really have to give material gifts, right? And we don't really have to give material gifts in the first place. I'm already thinking about 2026 and how I really want to focus on experiences.
Yes.
I'm so sick of all these toys in my house that my kids play with for, maybe a couple of days, and then they, it's tossed into the playroom and I don't see it again. What is the point,
Right.
I recently was talking to one of my coworkers who just got married last month. Shout out to Christina. And she was talking about how for her bridal shower, she had it at a glass blowing studio.
Oh, well,
and everybody loved it, and they each brought something back with them, and I was like, oh, what a cool idea.
That is, I've always wanted to do something like that.
It's got me to thinking, like, I might want to gift some experiences to friends. And how cool is it? Like, I just had breakfast with a friend this morning, and it was nice to have breakfast, but we don't always have to have food, right? Like, how about if I gift some of my friends experiences like glass blowing, like, I don't know, wine tasting.
There's wine tastings all around. Yeah. There's this right by my shop, by my house in Ware, Massachusetts. There's a little place that you make an art and you drink wine all evening. That's all you do is make art, and it can be pottery and things like that. But they do it all on the weekends.
Like
you should look them up. A sip and paint. Yeah. Look for those things. Yeah. And it doesn't always have to be about the adults. We can do things for kids. Yeah. What's wrong with taking them to the planetarium? Does anybody remember what it was like as a little kid going to the planetarium for the first time? Mm-hmm. And the amazement of the stars? Mm-hmm. Give that to your kids. That's educational. That's something they can always fall back on. To this day, I can look at the stars and I know the planet, the systems. I know everything. Well, not everything. I'm not a master astronomer or anything, but I know enough to get myself hung out about that. But I know these things, and that stayed with me for forever. But my mom was really into it. My brother was really into space and things like that. it's time to do things like that and say screw you to these corporations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So handmade gifts, experiences. And by the way, when I say like purchasing an experience, I'm thinking of it as like another way to not only, you know, get an experience for someone that you care about, but also to spend more time with them, right? Because how often do we go for months and months without seeing our friends? And that's what I was saying to my friend this morning, like, I miss you. Shout out to Becky. But also like, you know, I want to experience things with you, and let's stop spending money only on material things that are tangible, and, you know, let's spend money on memories, right?
I mean, I know that there are some people who think riding a horse is inhumane now, and that's why they've taken the horse and buggies out of Central Park. Mm-hmm. But in this area, we have a lot of farms.
We do.
Why don't we?
That's an experience. Yeah.
Why don't we go and get a horseback ride with some hot cocoa on a nice crisp fall day or Christmas day, or, you know, and go have the family outing. That used to be the thing. It's about community, and it's about talking. It's about being with fellowship. It's about being with family. Mm-hmm. So let's make it happen this year. Yeah.
Local bookstores. I'm looking at my phone here because I have some notes on here. Local bookstores, craft fairs, farmers markets, neighborhood clothing boutiques. We're gonna hopefully we'll have the information by the time we post this video. But the coalition is actually going to be hosting several clothing and toy swaps, right? How many toys do we get rid of because either our kids are not playing with them anymore, or, you know, they've grown out of them,
or it's just taking up space? Yeah. You know, there's of course there's those ones that you're going to keep. You know, the glow bug that your child had from 0 to whenever, and you're going to keep all
sentimental stuff. Sure.
Yeah. The sentimental stuff.
Yeah.
But those Legos, you know, the ones that you step on every day, that you walk around your house, that just bites your toe in half, literally.
Yeah. Someone else can use them. Yeah.
Somebody else can use them. And you know, I don't know about you, but if it's new to me, I'm happy. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be brand spanking new.
Right. Yeah. Your trash is my treasure. That idea. And especially when it comes to clothing, right? I mean, the clothing swap is so important. And we're going to be trying to do it more often, because it's literally, you know, being so mindful about the fact that these kids wear the clothes for maybe a few months and they're almost brand new. And so why would we not give them to someone within our community who needs them?
Right. And I mean, people are spending $40, $50 on a jacket. Yeah. Okay, that jacket can only be used for one season. Right. They go so fast. And they grow so fast. It might not even last for the whole season sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, you get that growth spurt between 4 and 5, and
other things. Think homemade soaps, local honey, artisan, homemade spice blends. I had one friend who was making homemade hot cocoa bombs. I love that idea. Mm-hmm. I actually have another friend who used to bake, like, as a profession, and she a couple of years ago gifted me and my kids this beautiful arrangement of cookies and pastries, and I was like, "This is awesome! Like, thank you."
You can go wrong with cookies and cakes and pies.
Yeah, it's a good year to think very creatively, because our buying power does make a difference, guys. And so, other experiences. I'm looking at my phone again because my notes are here. Concert tickets, museum membership, cooking class, pottery classes, and I know that we're not saying don't shop. We're not saying don't shop. Yeah. We're saying support, alternatives to these big places. Right. So we were talking earlier about, buying, self-care products like makeup from women-owned vendors. Yeah. Let's move on to that, Surreal.
I had a couple. So I actually put on some makeup for my sister and myself earlier, and they came from some so you can find some of these at the high-end stores like Sephora, Ulta, but you can also, they have their own websites, and some of them are indie. I just want to tell you a little bit about them.
Yeah, please.
Let's see. So some of my favorites, there's so many more, but first thing I have is Glam Light setting powder. So the owner is she considers herself Afro-Caribbean. It's woman owned and inclusive, and she makes beautiful makeup kits, and her products are really good. I have a lot of her eyeshadows, and she has the cutest sets. This is called Bacon Set. This is a translucent setting powder, and I use this. I have all of her setting powders. I use this pretty much every day. I put on makeup, which is a lot.
Is that from smelling? Is that what smells good?
It does not smell.
Okay.
It's fragrance free, but it's translucent, so it will work with every skin tone. It comes with a baking puff and also the kind of like a setter. So it comes with two things. Yeah. Another thing. So this is indie. You can find it. A lot of indie shops have set up a shop on TikTok as well, but it's glamlight.com. Glam LITE.com, and this is something. This is a brand. It is indie. It's called LYS Love Yourself, and this is I use a bronzer. It's very creamy and pigmented. They have so the owner is independent. He's an independent, but her products are at Sephora as well. And they're pretty. The pricing is very good. I think most of her stuff are under $30. Yeah, like I think she just recently had a sale, and her concealers are really good, brightening, creamy, and not too runny. And I got one for like $10.
Now is the time to go right to these individual websites and support these small women-owned businesses.
Yes. You know, there's a lot of companies that are taking out a lot of the women-owned businesses, and I don't know if anybody's been paying attention, but women we're losing our status, our stance. They're trying, not saying that anything's legal and it's done, so let that be known. But they're trying to take some rights away. They've already decided that what they can do to a uterus, what you can decide to do with my uterus, which makes no sense to me, but it's my uterus. But you get to decide it doesn't make any sense. But that's a whole nother story. But basically, it's about there's other things you can do. Look outside the box.
Yeah.
How many of you have friends that have children that they may need to, you have that one girlfriend who needs to get their hair done and they haven't been able to do it.
Yeah.
Why don't you take your kids to a park for 2-3 hours, let them get their hair done? That is a gift. That's a gift.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
other things.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so I just want to say more about the LYS Love Yourself, the product company. So the owner is Tisha Thompson, and she made history as becoming the owner of the first so-called clean Black-owned beauty brand at Sephora.
All right.
Which is a big brand. It's a big chain, but she's there. You don't have to purchase directly from them. You can purchase from her online. She has her own website. And I think what motivated her to start this was that a lot of people with darker skin tones, are having a hard time finding things that match their complexion. This is also an issue with some people with fairer skin tone as well. Not finding a good, undertone and all that. And she wanted, so she just wanted to address the lack of authentic representation in the media. And she had a lot of experience as being a makeup artist for over 20 years.
What's her name again?
Her name is Tisha Thompson. So when they say clean, they mean like things that are more natural.
So they're not using the talcum powder and the stuff that's supposed to be causing cancer and is bug affiliated and things like that.
Yes, so definitely I try when I can to purchase things that are more clean, you know what I mean? So another good one is Huda Beauty. So this is a woman who she's indie, but she has her own website. She also is available at Sephora, and her products are known to be a lot of them are very clean. and they don't have toxic ingredients. They're known to be very pigmented and high quality. I actually did. I used this palette. My sister who sits to my left, and also our friend who's sitting to my sister's left over there. So it blends really well, and it lasts long. So she has a lot of powders, foundations, palettes, and all that. And there's it can be on the pricier side, but these ones right here are usually under $35. But it's quality. Yeah, made with a lot of quality.
When it comes to makeup, you either buy the cheap crap and get the cheap results, or you give.
It lasts a little long way. A good makeup palette can last you for about 2-3 years. So keep that in mind. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. But there are some cheaper brands that will last you a long time. Like for instance, the one I am wearing, actually, this is a ColourPop palette I have in my eyes. I don't know if you can see it, but this I have no crease so far. I've had this on for hours and no creasing or anything. So I'm happy about that. And so I have a lot, but this is the last one I want to share with you. This is called One Size. And this is a bronzer and like a kind of like a blurring powder and contour in one. And it's indie, but it can be considered. It's also sold at Sephora, and the owner is Patrick Starr. Patrick Starr is LGBTQ plus, a person of color, and they it's all inclusive basically. So by one size meaning you don't fit in one. You know how one size fits all, like you pretty much everybody. So wanted to make sure everything. So this is the
Now, can you insert them directly from their website, or do you have to go to Sephora?
We're gonna put some links.
So One Size, I believe it's onesize.com. Let me just double check.
Because the whole thing is
One Size Beauty. So you're gonna go to onesizebeauty.com, and the owner is Patrick Starr. And right now, it looks like they have a sale, 30% off almost everything. Nice. So a lot of these companies are starting their Black Friday a little early. Nice. Normally I don't do Black Friday. For this year, I'm vowing to do Black Friday indie for small business.
So what we need to do is Black Friday. You want to go shopping? That's fine. It's great. We're going to, like I said, we're going to be trying to have our little stop, drop, and you're going to get your Christmas gifts, and if you want them, we'll even wrap them for you. So keep looking out for us to see that in the near future.
We'll post on our website.
Yeah, we're going to be posting on our website. You're in more details on what's going on and how to participate in those.
And things. On social, we'll post
and on social medias as well. But just remember, there's a lot of things you can do that is not at the big box stores. Yeah. And we don't have to call these people out. We all know what we're going through.
Yeah. Can I just add that even if you are going to the so-called big box stores, there's still brands that you can choose, So even if you do have to go there, some people have limited areas where they can go. Yeah. People that are more rural areas or may not have access to a lot of transportation. Right. So research the brands that you're buying. Some brands are dedicated to good causes, inclusivity. For instance, I found out that one brand I was talking about earlier, Elf Beauty, they're really dedicated to mental health and inclusivity as well. So they can be found at Walmart and even at CVS. So you can find those.
Remember your gift cards, people. Everybody's got gift cards. Even the small businesses have gift cards. So, come on and share it. Yeah. Enjoy this Christmas. Enjoy the time with your family, and happy holidays.
Be in the moment, guys. Be mindful, and just keep in mind what the holidays are really about. Because it's not, accumulating more stuff. It's really about enjoying the ones that we love that are here, and accumulating memories and things that you will have forever. So
yeah. Absolutely. I just want to say that I remember my mother telling me, she said, stop buying. She was just telling me, stop buying all this stuff. because I'm the person that I have a big heart, so I like to get things that people enjoy, but at the same time, you have to be aware and be within your budget, which I'm definitely doing. So, the little ones are going to come first mostly because, but I'm going to, be very, very conscious about how it happens. But, excuse me. So Jim Carrey always had a quote that I've read for many years. He gave an interview once where he said, no holiday should manipulate you to the point where you're going into debt just to show someone you love them. So just keep that in mind too. It's not about, spending, I currently outspend to show somebody proofs to somebody you love them. Because, so there's something that you can't replace. You can replace things. You can't replace people. You can't replace memories. So like, even if you were to have like a brunch for your family, if you can't afford gifts, that's something from the heart. And that's something that will create memories.
And keeping up with the Joneses might have been fine back in the day, but not anymore.
We're heading into a recession, guys. And we know going to financial debt it's not worth it. So.
And without a good credit score, we'll probably talk more on this in another episode, but having a good credit score, it gives you a lot of buying power, and just in case it's an emergency, because credit is something you will need. Trust me.
All right, guys. Until next time, please, if you saw anything in this episode that you want to pass along, share with someone that you want to share it with. We also we do ourselves a disservice if we didn't say or remind folks that we are a nonprofit. So if you are thinking of giving to nonprofit agencies during the holiday season, consider us. I would also say that nonprofits and folks who are really depending on this government money, we're in a situation where we don't necessarily know what's going to happen next. So given someone's memory, a lot of people try and give towards the end of the year so that they can, take advantage of that tax write off. So yeah, keep us in mind. Happy holidays, everyone.